into the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom. Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes. There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats. KFJB-TV.
Welcome into Bobcat Live. Thanks so much for the cheer squad being out here tonight as we are now joined to kick off the show by Brett Umpton. He is the band director for Marshalltown Bands. And I tell you what, the way that we ended the first half of the basketball season was a fun night. On December 20th, you had the Alumni Pep Band. Our very own David Braga was out there blasting away on that trumpet section. They sounded really good that night, I just have to say.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun. There's a lot of returning members, and it was neat to see the wide age range that came back. Community members, people coming back from college, and some recent graduates. So it's been a fun time having that tradition. How many
did you have that night? Do you remember?
About 10.
Okay, all right. Where was the furthest one from?
Well, graduated or distance-wise that came back?
That came back
probably not too far, Iowa State.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, but still fun to see that. And what did the students make of it, having some of the alumni members there to be able to represent?
Yeah, we had a little chat and meet and greet in the band room during our rehearsal, and it was neat to hear the stories and where they came from, and something to look forward to for the kids now that they could join back in after they graduate.
I got to know, how was David Braga as a band member for you?
It was awesome. He was a good four-mile player. He was a good percussionist, and it was a lot of fun having him in a band.
Well, you must be an inspiration to a lot of kids because Winter Banison plays a ton of different instruments. I know David plays a few different instruments, and I know that's the case with others. So what's it like to be able to – are you influencing kids to get outside their comfort zone and play multiple, or is it just them wanting to try different instruments?
I imagine it's them feeling comfortable and the willingness and ability to be able to put themselves out there and try something new. A lot of them want that challenge, so I do definitely try and push the kids to do their best and exceed their expectations. So I think that helps them try new things.
Yeah, I know the athletics office has, student athletes playing sports at the next level, but you know how many Bobcat band members are playing at the next level as well?
I'm not sure about numbers, but I was talking with some recent grads that came back and talked to the senior homerooms. There's a few that are majoring in music now from Iowa State, a few that are playing in one of the concert bands. One of them is going to UNI, transferring there. There is Nick Cooper. He went into the musical theater. He was in New York. He comes back and does some performances, but he played trumpet in the band. And a few others that have gone on to college, haven't graduated yet, but it's been pretty neat to hear their stories.
Have we talked about what instruments I played?
A few. Low brass, right? Tuba?
Yeah, I played tuba and trumpet.
Yeah.
All right. So I was going to put you to the test there to see if you could identify what what instruments I played if we hadn't talked about that. But being able to work with all the students and develop their music, we see it like on the field. You can kind of see that thing. You also see it when you start out week one of the football season with marching band and out there in their formations and the improvement. How much pride do you take away from, like, for example, marching band during the football season and those formations that you're doing and the execution in the students and being able to tackle that? Because I'm sure you're asking some not so easy things for them to do, playing the instrument and then also moving and all that.
Right. I think in the marching band season, it's pretty fascinating to hear the conversations after the show. Kids talking about how they hit this form really well, they play their music really well, and just to hear the excitement, see the excitement when they get to watch other bands and be able to interact with other band members from other schools when we go to competitions. Some of our home games then we're able to play in an awesome facility with the new improvements and just being able to see our hard work come to fruition.
Yeah.
And then transferring that to concert band. We have our color guard students also working hard in the winter guard. They got third place, I think, at ISDTA. Really a high honor for their full group. They worked really hard, and proud to see their progress.
Yeah, it's interesting because, basketball, you may have, 15, 20 guys out or whatever, and you just got to worry about. You've got a whole lot more to worry about than just the band. I mean, you team up with like you mentioned, the color guard and all that kind of stuff. So how big is the staff that you kind of have together to be able to pull all this off?
We have myself as the head director and then an associate director and then a color guard coach. We've had a drumline instructor that does that before. We might bring that back next year. And the other unique thing is that no one's sitting on the bench for hours. Everyone's out there all the time doing everything. Pep band, marching band, jazz band, everyone's there involved doing everything all the time. And they have to be at their best all the time that they're doing it.
What would it take for me to get one of those hockey jerseys that you guys wear for Pep Band?
Keep bugging me. Just come into the band room because I have a sticky note there that says jersey for KFJB. So you just come in and we'll get hooked up.
Okay. All right. I like that. That's awesome. Those are definitely one of the more unique things that I love about going to basketball games is the Pep Band and the environment. Has there been a time over your years that you look back to that the Pep Band was instrumental, like in a big home win, or you just the Roundhouse was really rocking?
There's been some where we've had some of our alumni Pep Bands that have been pretty awesome. There's been some games where we've got to play a lot when the game is close. I haven't been a part of any championships or district type levels. A few years ago, we've gone to the Iowa Wild games.
Oh, okay.
And played, so that was an exciting experience for the students.
Yeah, for sure.
For Pep Band.
Yeah. Pep Band was number 1 for me. Jazz Band was number 2. And you've got Jazz Band competitions coming up later this month, right?
Yeah. State Jazz is in Iowa Falls this year. Going to Iowa Falls, like I said, on January 27th. And we have 3 songs that we're working on with our jazz band, and we're looking forward to it. This will be a different venue for us, and we're looking forward to getting out there. Our next home concert for jazz band will be in February, and then we also have coming up, I think we talked about that, our pasta dinner fundraiser. So all these things helping our programs grow and thrive and getting us out into the community.
Yeah. All right. So what songs are you playing for jazz band? Can we know that, or is that top secret?
I don't know. It's Israel is one. It's a fast swing tune. One More for the Count is a medium jazz ballad-ish. And then El Centro was our Latin piece. That one the students have a lot of fun for.
Okay. I always love playing Take 5.
Yeah.
Dave Brubeck. One of my favorite jazz songs to play. Have you ever played that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
it's a popular. It's like it's like a baseline jazz song. I feel like to a certain degree.
It's fun for the drummers. Myself being a drummer to do that in 5/4. Yeah. It's
fun. Okay. So State Jazz on the 27th in Iowa Falls, and then Pasta Dinner fundraiser coming up on February 11th. Tell me a little bit about the meal and how those funds are going to be used for your program.
So we got pasta, breadsticks, salad, and a bunch of homemade desserts.
Okay.
Families love to make the unique desserts, and we'll cut them up. There's to-go options. There's gluten-free. There's sauce with meat, without meat. And it's from 5 to 7:30 in the high school cafeteria. Tickets are $7. The mailers,
is there a game that night?
Not yet.
Okay.
I say that because generally
it could be rescheduled.
It gets a reschedule.
Yeah.
Yep. But that's a good community involved event.
Yeah, that's good.
And that'll help the whole program. That money is used towards instrument repair. It's crazy how much is involved in repairing and maintaining all the instruments and equipment for the students to use at our level. Contest and registration fees to get us to those places like I talked about, State Jazz, and we have Large Group Festival, Solo Ensemble Festival coming up in April. So all these things that our students are able to participate in, that's one way that community can help out.
I'm sure some years it goes to marching band uniform repair and stuff too, right?
Yep. There's that. There's a marching band show and everything involved that we talked about with that. Comes with a price tag. My
freshman year, I was in school at Spencer, and we went down and played in the Cotton Bowl at halftime, and they had spray painted the field more green because it was during the winter, and it ruined quite a few marching band uniforms. So
there's only so much dry cleaning can do.
There is only so much, that is for sure. And then winter band concert February 24th, which will be a big night for you as well.
Yeah, that'll feature our mariachi group. We'll be performing a few songs at that concert, and both of our concert bands will be playing. We're doing a combined piece. There's some fun ones there. Nothing super famous that you would know, but one of our combined ones is called Sea Rock City, kind of a new one by a new composer. We're doing Brick Street Encounter for the Wind Symphony, and just a variety. We have a march, a Sousa March, for those that enjoy marches, and I don't know if we're not doing a slow one yet.
Okay. All right.
Not for this
I like all the fast tempo stuff, so that's good. Keep it going. By the way, I've seen the mariachi band. That is, if no one's ever seen that, encourage them to see that because that is a unique performance of its own.
Yeah, that one's becoming my favorite class, but with just the unique style and the group of kids and what we can do and be able to play along with them. And today we recorded some selections to put our name in the hat for being selected for some conference events to play at.
I heard a mariachi band perform Congratulations by Post Malone. So I don't know if you guys can work that in, but it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's some different arranging we can do, for sure.
Hey, Brett, thanks so much for coming on. We'll let you enjoy your burger, all right?
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, that is Brett Umpton. Give it up for him, band director at Marshalltown High School. When we come back, we'll switch gears. We'll talk bowling next right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Welcome back in on Bobcat Live. Thanks so much for the basketball cheer squad being out here as we'll talk to them coming up a little bit later. They had the performance of the night on Tuesday at Waterloo East. We'll play the highlight here on KFJB-TV a little bit later. But it really got the Waterloo East crowd fired up on Tuesday, so that was good stuff. All right, we welcome in Dustin Peterson, Devin Peterson to the show. How are you? Good. All right. You were at Mason City on Tuesday night. Well, you were not really at Mason City. You were in Charles City at Comet Bowl. Came up on the short end of things, but what did you make of the performance out of your team?
We did struggle a little bit, but we had some highlights in that. Cam, she bowled a 204 to start out in the first game. And then in the second game, Devin had a 262. So that was pretty exciting to watch that unfold.
Yeah, 262. is that a personal high this year for you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So how are you feeling kind of going through that? You said it was second frame that was, or the second
Second
round?
game.
Second game? Yeah.
My first game was bad.
So what led to the turnaround?
Pure luck.
They had the lanes just right for you there at the Comet Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, she took full advantage of Brooklyn strikes, kind of just maybe not hitting quite the pocket, but still getting a strike. She had 8 strikes in a row, so that was pretty.
Wow.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. So when you're kind of just rattling them off like that, what's that feeling like for you when you're?
It didn't really hit me until the last frame. I had so much adrenaline in me that I felt like my arms were shaking.
Which has got to be hard to throw the ball when your arms are shaking like
Yeah.
that. So how do you kind of build off that going forward with kind of what you learned maybe from hitting that?
Just hope I can get higher another time.
A little more luck on your side?
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been bowling with Dad here?
4 years.
4 years, okay. So what's that like to be bowling and have him kind of coaching you?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just
You don't feel obligated to say that since he's sitting right here.
No.
Do you? Okay.
I would never.
All right. Dusty, you told me she was going on some college visits for bowling. Is that right?
Yeah. She's signed with Clark College in Dubuque.
Okay, awesome.
We did that before the season started, kind of get that up and out of the way. She definitely we visited, I think, 7 schools, kind of.
Wasn't Georgia one of them you told me, or
Well,
down south, or Tennessee?
We went to Tennessee Wesleyan.
Okay.
SCAD, which is Savannah College of Art and Design.
Okay.
And we visited both of those schools there, and she went to a school in Indiana, checked it out too. Mm-hmm. But she wanted to stay close to home, I guess.
You sound like you wanted to move.
We were ready to move.
Somewhere
to move
warmer.
south.
Yeah. What stood out about Clark aside from being a little bit closer to home that you really like about going there?
It's a small school. Yeah. That's basically it.
She doesn't have to leave the building.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, wow.
The dorms are connected to the classrooms. It's all one big.
Is it connected to the bowling alley too?
No. But I will say that, I mean, they bowl at Cherry Lanes, which is it's an extremely nice place. We did go down and went to a practice and sat in with them, and that was really nice. Had that opportunity.
Yeah. So you've only been bowling for 4 years? You weren't bowling when you were younger or anything like that?
Not actively.
So what's been the biggest challenge for you kind of coming up here to the varsity level and performing?
I don't know. Probably just trying to stay consistent.
It's kind of like golf, I mean, the more you do it, the better off you're going to be. But hitting your spots, I'm sure, is probably the biggest, obviously, the biggest thing to be consistent. So what kind of things in practice do you specifically work on to help with, locating and that kind of thing?
We work on, more me. I work on, 10 pins, which is the hardest area for me to get. So I work on that more than other spares or something.
Okay. All right. So in the 10 pins, what is that? What does that mean? In how you're working on that?
I mean, her targeting for 10 pin. I mean, so if her first game was a 132 on Tuesday night, and I think if she could pick up the 10 pin, even at an 80% level, she would have had a 170, 180. So she definitely struggled with that. She had no problem getting the ball to the pocket. We just weren't getting the 10 pin to fall.
That's the key to be able to get a strike, is what you're telling me, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not
You're going to find out.
Yeah.
You're going to find out, right?
We are. We're going to have a bowl along, and I'm probably going to get taught a few things coming up in a couple weeks, so we're looking forward to that. And it's just, there's one of those, bowling's one of those things for me where it's just I like to go bowling, but I'm just up there trying to make some contact, but there's strategy behind, what you're doing out there that is probably beyond me.
I mean, kind of just, it was really weird. So we went and bowled in a tournament the day before Thanksgiving, and she bowled, and something just clicked that day. You could tell she she could see where the ball was going. She knew where the ball was going. She knew where to throw it. I didn't have to say much to her that whole night. And after 5 games, she was top dog.
I think, yeah.
Handicap is added in.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. And then after that, they put them into bracket play, and she finished tying for 3rd.
Wow.
So really, really good, long, seriously long day, long night. I think we got home about 3 a.m.
Wow.
So, it was long, but definitely after that, her average just kept going up.
Really, that's awesome.
And I mean, I'm talking like from a 138 before, and now she's sitting at a 171.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, huge improvement when I talk about that. And then you find a little luck and you get that 262, right? Yeah, that's awesome. So next you're going to be in action on Saturday. Louisa Muscatine Invite. Looked like a really big field coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's a lot of 1A and 2A schools, and it's a lot of schools that are the best in 1A and 2A. It should be a good experience for the girls and the guys, but it's definitely some of the top quality in the state bowling that weekend.
Yeah, and then you're going to be at home coming up on Tuesday against Lincoln,
and
it doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't get any easier. I mean, Des Moines Lincoln, their team is, if not the best team in 3A, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about what makes them, unique and why they're so successful. But I know you've got Devin here, but when you look at the rest of your team, I know you've got a few other seniors on the squad too. So how do you keep the pipeline going, I guess you could say, to sustain the long-term success of the program?
And it's funny too, because the 2 other seniors that are right there, all 3 of them came out as freshmen to help us have a full team. I don't know if they really were like, hey, bowling's awesome. They just wanted to come out and join the team. And the cool thing is all 3 of them, they're still here. And their averages keep going up, and they keep getting better. And if these 2 wanted to bowl in college, they definitely could also. So
yeah,
that's the kind of cool thing. So I don't know how we get more. I mean, if we get a junior high program, it would be awesome. Even the Sunday league, it's a pretty good league. We just need to get more kids there.
A little bit more exposure to have kids kind of try it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think out of the senior bowlers on Sunday, I think we have 17 kids, and 15 of them are already on the team.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it would be nice to get some more.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, best of luck this weekend and coming up on Tuesday, and thanks so much for coming on. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the season, all right?
Thank you.
All right, Devin Peterson, Dustin Peterson on Bobcat Live. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back right after this on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you want to kick off football season in a new recliner, pass the bread at a beautiful new dining set, or lay up on a luxurious sectional sofa, McGregor's is the right play. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from their friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selections at McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Back in on Bobcat Live. Welcome back in. Appreciate you for joining us. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get those upcoming game notifications. We were supposed to have boys bowling on tonight, but a little conflict in the scheduling there. They defeated Mason City on Tuesday 30-37 to 2,926 in the final there. Also, esports on Tuesday defeated Waterloo East in Overwatch 2 3-1, so congrats to them. Boys swim is hosting Lincoln tonight, as they are honoring 9 of the seniors on the squad. They defeated Mason City 102-66 this week as well. Our Build-A-Burger, $2 off that tonight is the special at Bobcat Live, and next week we'll have $2 off grilled chicken, Cobb salad, or buffalo chicken salad, so hope to have you along to join us for the show. Also right now at Wayward Social, adult bowling from 10 to 1, public lanes, $100 for 3 hours, includes bowling and shoe rental. You can also get private lanes as well, so check that out at wayward-social.com. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will chat with the head man for the boys basketball team. Mike Apple will join me. This is Bobcat Live. You're watching KFJB-TV.
YMCC, competitive athletics, affordable tuition, on-campus living, online courses plus 2 campus locations, unique programs, career training, small classes, short-term hands-on training. Choose MCC.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. Basketball cheer squad here tonight as they were performing on Tuesday as you were in action. Did you see what the big crowd react? We're going to play that back here in a little bit.
I heard the reaction a little bit during the timeout.
Okay,
so
David, can we run it right now? We'll get a preview of Nick doing the splits, and this is when the crowd lost it. Can you do that?
No.
Wow. Look at that.
Good.
I'd be in the hospital
good.
if I attempted that. And the crowd completely lost it. He won the dance-off against Waterloo East.
Probably the highlight of the night for us.
I wasn't going to say anything, but no, it definitely was the most intense I heard the crowd all night, which was pretty fun to see. Your team 52-44, a loss on the road at Waterloo East on Tuesday night, as Kyle Smith was our player of the game. Really kind of turned it on late. Your team scored 19 points in the fourth quarter, but in the first and third, team kind of struggled a little bit. How do you kind of get that consistency back? And, obviously it's a 4-quarter game kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't have those lulls, obviously, in the first and third there. That's just killers for us. And just do a better job overall of taking care of the ball, handling the pressure a lot better. And that's not only on the ball pressure. It's getting open and allowing us to run our offense and execute and get the ball where it needs to be. And we had a really hard time doing that on Tuesday.
They had a lot of pressure, like you kind of alluded to. At times I saw the team, the ball was going around the perimeter a lot and couldn't find some of those attacking lanes. Now in the fourth quarter, I thought, it pushed the issue a little bit more, and that resulted in those 19 points. Is that kind of, take me inside your mind as a coach too? I mean, obviously you probably want to set up the offense and run a play, but also knowing when to kind of pick when you're going to attack and try to take advantage of something.
First, that third quarter too, I mean, there was some times you just missed some layups.
Mm-hmm.
We missed some good shots. We had some good looks at it, so it wasn't all just we couldn't run anything or anything. I mean, we did have some opportunities there where we missed some layups, missed some ones we should have made, and ultimately they're getting it and they're going, and all of a sudden they get a layup. And those 4-point swings are huge. So just controlling what we can a little bit more. Controlling on the defensive side, even if we're struggling to score. We've always had a goal. We want to keep teams under 12 points a quarter. And if we can do that, usually if we're having a hard time scoring it, we'll still be around there and still in the game.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, holding teams to 12, this year when you've gotten to kind of 50 points, that's when you've racked up your wins this year. Is that kind of a goal for you on the offensive end, is to get near that number?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anytime we can get over 50, that's awesome, and that's it's not necessarily a number we talk about, as far as, we want to score this many points. It's more so what type of shots are we getting, our shot selection. Are we being patient? Are we getting the ball where it needs to be? Are we being aggressive to the rim? Have we shot just threes in a row? Things like that. Is what we're more worried about. And if we do those things, usually you're able to score points.
Do you award a sixth-man award to your team at the end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have in the past. But I'm making the case for the rim to be your sixth man this year because you have 6 missed dunk attempts. You are right.
I've never seen this many missed dunk attempts and get rejected. I mean, Moore tried a couple on Tuesday night, and one went all the way back out to midcourt. But
I think you're right. I think almost every time somebody's tried to
Hoover
dunk it,
Hoover tried to dunk.
Yeah.
Southeast Polk. There was 2 on Wednesday or on Tuesday night. I don't know why I keep saying Wednesday night, but it's Tuesday night. Anyway, it was just kind of a thing we were talking about in the van on the truck on the way back home because couldn't believe as many missed dunk attempts. Here we go. Here's the one. Yep, that one went all the way back.
And then they called an over and back there, actually.
They did?
That's what happened there, yeah.
Okay.
After they messed up the first time when we gave us the ball and inbounded it.
They
called an over and back, so I was a little frustrated. We can't just keep reversing calls all night, guys. I mean, this is getting a little out of control. But.
You usually are very well-tempered, for the most part.
For the most part. I mean, it was...
Is it tough at times?
They're a very physical team.
Oh, yeah.
And they were pressuring us a lot, and our guys struggled with it. They could have done better, don't get me wrong, but the guy, I mean, there was times they're getting both hands on us, and it's just sometimes there's a little inconsistency, but we got to play through that. Don't get me wrong. We got to understand how the refs are calling games, but that was, you got to kind of sometimes get on the refs a little bit if you disagree with some things and stand up for your guys, and that's kind of one of your jobs as a coach is making sure you're putting a word in for your guys and making sure you're trying to get the right calls and making sure they're calling the game the right way.
See, I don't get into any of that during the broadcast. I let Dylan take care of all that.
No, exactly. You don't have to do that. He's all over that.
No, he's all over that. That is for sure. Your team get to take on Ames, which I mentioned to you after the game against Waterloo East. That was kind of a good prep for you because the physicality that you saw from Waterloo East. I always think of how, when I watch Taman Lipsey for Iowa State now, I always remember how he played Marshalltown and how physical he was and how he dictated the game defensively. This is not a special Ames team scoring-wise. There's nobody that's out there that really is lighting the world on fire, but they have a good core. And I think that's what you can say about Ames almost every year, it seems like.
It's a very well-balanced team. I mean, they got 5-6 guys even that have the ability to score 20 on any night.
Yeah.
And that makes it tough because you can't dial in and say, hey, we just have to take away this guy, kind of this guy, and make them force them to pass to some other guys and make them beat us. That's not the case with them. They all shoot it really well. They got 6'8" guy inside. But what makes them really tough is they don't have any breakdowns. I mean, they rarely mess up. They're always in position defensively to where they're just waiting for you to mess up, and then they capitalize on it. And this year, more so than most, they're playing at a faster pace. They're getting the ball up and down the floor really quick, and these past few games they've done a really nice job of going in transition and scoring it at a high rate.
A guy that you'll see on Friday night is Jamison Poe, and I think we've seen him since his freshman year. He's finally a senior now, but he's not very tall. I mean, he's 5'5" on a good day, probably.
Yeah, he's not very tall, but he's athletic.
But he's
quick.
Good ball handler.
Very good ball
quick.
handler.
Yeah.
Explosive. Very good defender.
How do you match up against him?
It's got to be a team effort. We got to do a really good job on the ball on him and make it hard for him to get going downhill towards that rim. We're going to have to settle a little bit with just gapping when he gets it on the ground, and if he wants to pull up and shoot, that's something we're going to have to live with a little bit just because how quick he is. But ultimately, it's having guys in position, being ready to help when we need to, and having good closeouts and being in the right spots and not letting them just blow right by us. And then, most importantly, getting back in transition, because if he gets that ball, he's going until somebody stops him.
Offensively, we talked about the 50 number. Not a lot of teams have gotten to that number against Ames. How do you envision a successful offensive night for your team going against them, as they have the number one defense in 4A?
We got to be able to handle pressure. We have to be able to get open and run and execute our offense. We got to be patient at times and run the clock down and shorten the game that way a little bit. And that's going to give ourselves a chance. We can't get in a running match with these guys. They're really good in transition. They got too many guys with the ability to score. So we're going to have to slow it down. Execute, be able to run some stuff, and take really good shots, and make sure we get back in transition and slow them down.
When we had the girls on December 18th, because there was the basketball game made up against Mason City, we had them on Bobcat Live, and they were talking about rivals, and I heard a lot of Des Moines East and some other ones, and finally the last one we got to Kinsley, it was Ames, but if we did that with the boys team, would it be Ames number one? I mean, it is such a good rivalry that it's got to be up there for you.
It would be for me.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me growing up.
Yep.
We didn't like each other very much.
No.
To say it that way. It was always a battle when we went out. And I think our guys feel the same way. As of late, it's been a little more lopsided just because they've been so dominant. But back in the day, if you ask kind of my age and before then, it was always that's if Ames is coming down, we're going to be ready to roll.
Yeah, which is good that you get him at home the first time you see him. Hopefully have a great environment inside the Roundhouse tomorrow night. Looking forward to this one. We're going to talk to Arian Hancock coming up in our next segment, but tell me a little bit about Arian and what makes him such a good contributor to your basketball team.
Arian's just a great kid, number one. Just brings so much to our team. Just awesome. I'm glad he came out and joined us just because he brings so much to our team from a practice standpoint. Just a high character guy. He's going to come and work hard every single day. No ego to him at all. I mean, he started the season out and he's in the starting lineup. And from there, he hasn't gotten a lot of minutes, but he's showed up every single day with a good attitude, and he continues to work. And there'll be opportunities for Arian again to play. And it's been a joy having him on the team, and he brings a lot to our team to help us. And just the ultimate team guy is what that really is. When maybe you're not going to get an opportunity to play, to continue to come to practice and work hard, and that's what he does.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. I know you have talked to me in the past about some of the other guys who maybe don't get a lot of minutes, but are essential pieces to the puzzle in the past, and I'm sure even this year, just as far as that practice component too, right?
It is, especially this year. Compared to last year, we had a lot more guys. We had about 16, 17 guys, and 15 of them could kind of go up and down, and we could do a lot of different things. This year, that's not the case. We have 12, and it's kind of, you got one team, red team, and a blue team, and you rely on everyone there to be able to run a practice and work on things. If we don't have that, it makes it really hard.
Yeah, that is for sure. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Looking forward to it. Ames in town, Coach. Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that is head coach Mike Apple with us here as we talk boys basketball. Continuing that next is Arian Hancock will join me. You're watching Bobcat Live. We're inside the dining room at Wayward Social on KFJB-TV.
Do you know Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for recreational vehicles? So if you'd rather be enjoying this winter on a snowmobile, the Lennox Employees Credit Union makes loans for them. Plus ATVs, jet skis, boats, and trailers. The loan process is so easy. Loans for used vehicles like campers and snowmobiles are available too. Get rate info at lennoxecu.com. Fun things up with help from Lennox Employees Credit Union. 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA.
At Greg Young Automotive, we go the extra mile for our customers across Iowa. Why do customers choose us and keep coming back? Because our commitment to exceptional service and satisfaction never wavers. With our extensive network of dealerships throughout Iowa, we leverage unbeatable pricing and offer a better inventory selection than other dealerships. Visit any of our 6 locations across the state and experience the Greg Young difference, where we'll go the extra mile for you.
Back in on Bobcat Live as the cheer squad with us here tonight inside the dining room at Wayward Social. As we'll talk a little cheer coming up later. As Aaron Hancock, senior for the Marshalltown Bobcats, joining me now on Bobcat Live. Aaron, I know you talked with Dylan last time you were on Bobcat Live on the football side of things, but tell me a little bit about your background. I think Kyle and Jacob kind of helped recruit you out for football and then basketball as well. So where did that interest come from in coming out your senior season?
I originally intended to play for my homeschool team because I'm homeschooled, so I'd always played for homeschool teams. I played with Jacob at a homeschool team for a long time, but then he went public school. So when my homeschool team decided not to have a team, I just decided to come here and play with Jacob and Kyle. So
okay, all right. So kind of a natural fit for you when that happened. So what's this experience been like for you to be at Marshalltown schools and be with some of your friends here?
It's been pretty good so far. I mean, competition's way harder, so that's always been a fun challenge, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. So.
Yeah. We enjoyed watching you out there on the football field as well as seeing you out there on the basketball floor as well. And tell me a little bit about your game as far as, being on the team, what kind of role you play, whether it's in practice or in game.
So what I believe my main role is obviously I don't play as much, but it's just to get the guys ready in practice, always give them some good competition to go against. I mean, if the starters are just playing a bunch of nobodies in practice, it's going to be really hard to translate that into an actual game-like situation.
Yeah.
So just play my hardest in practice and give them a good opponent to go against. So.
Yeah. All the coaches have good things to say about you. You have a good head on your shoulders, that kind of thing. I heard you have a job already, right? You're working, that kind of thing. How do you kind of balance work and school and athletics and all that kind of stuff?
I'm homeschooled, so it's pretty easy.
It helps a little bit, right?
Yeah, it does. It's a very flexible schedule. So.
That's good. What's gonna been a highlight for you so far in your senior season, whether football, basketball? What kind of stood out in your mind that you've really enjoyed the most?
I'd say just the friends I've made along the way. I mean, I didn't really know a lot of players on the football team or basketball team besides Jacob and Kyle. And just some of the friends I've made and the relationships that I have has been really fun to do. So
yeah, that's awesome. All right, so Ames is in town. It's a big rival tomorrow night. What in your mind do you guys need to do well to get the victory tomorrow?
We just gotta play more physical than them. They have a lot of talent on their team. I know a few kids who used to go to that school, so I mean, they're insane. We beat them in football though, so I think we're gonna get a dub in basketball. We gotta get mad. That's what we did in football. So.
Are you going to be punching walls in the locker room before?
Oh, yeah.
What do you kind of have in line in store for the rest of your senior season?
Just finish out basketball and then, stay in the weight room and get ready for my career is the main thing, I guess. So.
Yeah. So what's your plan long term after high school?
I plan to go into the Air Force. So.
Awesome. Anything you want to do in the Air Force specifically?
Specifically, special warfare is what I'm training for right now. So that's the long-term goal. So.
Well, you're built for it, man. You're pretty tall. You got some muscle on you. So best of luck. That's awesome. And thanks in advance for your service to the country. So appreciate that. Give it up, Aaron Hancock with us on Bobcat Live right here on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live. We are in the dining room at Wayward Social here on KFJB-TV. Now joined by Brian Murphy, head girls basketball coach. How are you?
Doing well.
Coach just told me that, Coach Apple was telling me that they're wrestling tonight. So they were at MCC. Where were you at?
We had the Roundhouse.
Okay.
So
All right. So you got it in early before everything.
Yes. Yeah. We were early on Thursday night, so we were the beneficiary of that schedule. So.
Okay. All right. How is that managed? Is it alternating nights or?
It's a little bit of negotiation at the beginning of the season. Coach Apple and I usually sit down, try to hash it out, try to get the best. The problem is there's 5 days in a week and usually 3 practices a week, so you got to kind of figure out. There's no good way to do it, and there's certainly not enough gyms in the state for all the teams that got to practice. So that's always one of those weird quirks. It doesn't matter what school you go to; you're always early and late at some point. So,
what kind of things are you negotiating? To get certain nights.
Well, they seem to have some connections that we don't, so they've got some built-in advantages. It seems.
On Tuesday night, your team was at Waterloo East. You came up on the short end as Waterloo East, just a physical team, but your team down by 10 at halftime. Ended up storming back, got within 5 there in the second half, not able to kind of get over that hump, but really showed really great effort. We talked about Millie Heitman and Georgia Jansen really just continuing this season to take their game ahead. You got Kinsley Bowie back, so a lot of positives I felt that you could take from Tuesday night.
Yeah, and we just watched film right before we came here, and our point to the team as we watched it is we felt really good about our shot quality for most of that game where, we were watching the first quarter and just about every single shot we would qualify as a great shot. You can have good shots, bad shots, and great shots. And we thought the majority of them were great shots. We had a number of wide open threes that we just didn't convert. Both teams are scoreless in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. And if we knock down even a couple of those, suddenly we're up 6-0 instead of being tied at 0. And that's kind of been the story of a lot of our games this season where we're satisfied with our shot quality. We just have to knock some down. And one of these games, it feels like we're going to come out hot against a team that we're trying to knock off, and that's going to be the difference and the turning point for us, where we get those shots to fall early and the momentum starts, as opposed to trying to claw our way back into games over and over.
Yeah. On the injury side, I know you get Kinsley Bowie back. She started off a little bit slow, but then able to make a bucket late in that game, and I'm sure a couple of days of practice kind of helped her get back in rhythm. How has the team overall been as you kind of have another piece back to your puzzle?
Yeah, it's always good to get people back, and certainly Kinsley is somebody we were happy to get back with. And, it's that first game back is always tough, and when you add a break in where the whole team is coming off a break, it kind of adds that extra layer to it. And I was over break kind of looking through it and realizing we've only had our entire team healthy for about 7 quarters this season, which when you kind of step back and think about it, that she got hurt all the way back in Lincoln, which feels like a lifetime ago at this point. So it was good to get her back, and certainly as Russ comes off, that's going to be good for everybody getting her back out there.
I know I've had a couple people ask me about this because they enjoyed watching Amara Johnson play last year. So I thought I'd probably just ask you if you thought that she might be back for your team this year.
We are hoping. We don't know for sure, so we're kind of waiting on some things. But it would be great to get her back at some point, and obviously her long-term health is the most important thing. But certainly, if we can get her on the floor safely, that's going to be our goal. So we're hoping.
Yeah. When you kind of look at your team going forward for the rest of the year, because it's the tale of two halves, right? You've got before January part of the schedule, and then you really get going here in January. You get a good test in Waterloo East, and then now you've got a big test on Friday night tomorrow against the Ames Little Cyclones, 2 teams that are going to come out, be pretty aggressive against you and put some of that backcourt pressure on. So as you kind of assess your team going forward, do you feel like you're in that good spot, kind of where you want to be going towards the rest of this, I guess, haul, you could say, here in the next month and a half?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we are continuing to make progress. And, when I look at, how we looked against Waterloo East, the issues we're running into are the right kind of problems, right? Where the vast majority of our turnovers against Waterloo East came in the half-court setting, where we had broken the press. We really didn't struggle with it much. And a lot of our turnovers we might have been making the right read but the wrong pass, or maybe anticipating something that's not there. And so a lot of our turnovers feel for the most part, proactive, where we're trying to create something as opposed to being forced into a bad pass. And that's a huge sign of growth where, I mean, you can see as the ball gets moving around. I mean, when we were watching film, one of the best possessions we had all year, we broke the press, ball got to one side of the corner, swing. Morgan was wide open, hit the opening three for us to kind of get us going there. And that kind of natural motion is something that's happening more and more frequently. And it's something I think that's going to continue to grow as, even though most of our team is back from last year, you add Morgan in, and then some of the roles have kind of shifted a little bit with Amara being out, and you can see the overall comfort level, I think, is improving, and that's just going to continue to get better as the season goes on.
Last year down the line, we saw kind of Millie take her game, jump up. You could see, Frankie Long by the end of last year was starting to feel more comfortable. As your team just continues to, mature, get a little bit older, and have more game experience, what are you looking out of them to be able to capitalize kind of on the things that you're saying?
Yeah, and I think everyone kind of has their role, and then on top of that is the things that they do to help other people out, right? And I think that's the thing that we're still kind of navigating where, it's funny, somebody like Morgan Hildebrand, sometimes she doesn't shoot enough, right? And that's kind of a weird thing to say to a player is like, we want you to shoot, please keep shooting. And that's something that, she's starting to recognize, like if she has any space, we want her shooting the ball. And so sometimes it's those little things that her shooting more actually helps other people, because then people have to respect her. The spacing then opens up for everybody else. And so sometimes it's small improvements individually that start making the job easier for everybody else. You mentioned Frankie. We were watching film. We told her, she had one of the best seals against Waterloo she had all year, where she got a girl on her hip, kept her on her hip, got the ball at the rim, didn't convert. But again, that pressure of sealing somebody off puts pressure on the defense and opens things up for everybody else. And so, everyone's individual growth is kind of one way that we can build the team as a whole.
Tomorrow night, you're going to take on Ames, and Carson Pankinen is averaging 15 points per game, 3 assists, 3 steals. When you kind of formulate your game plan, when you know that somebody is like her, of her skill level that we've seen, how do you kind of plan to go? Is it defensive assignment, you're going to put this lady on her, or what may it be?
Ames is interesting where, statistically, Pankinen is definitely their leading scorer, but when you watch him on film, it's not that she necessarily stands out. She is the recipient of a lot of good motion, and she's kind of a natural. She's looking for her shot, but it's not that they're necessarily running sets for her. She just kind of is really good about finding her spots. So, honestly, Ames is very similar to Waterloo East. They're just a little bit more polished as far as they're a little bit more disciplined in their half-court sets. Their press is a little bit more disciplined as far as anticipating traps and staying in traps all the way through the end of the floor. So, we're kind of viewing them as a cohesive unit where individual matchups are less concerning as it is just making sure that we're disciplined defensively, staying home on shooters, not over-helping and making their job harder where they've got to make multiple pass and drives and not just one or two.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Tomorrow night is the Highway 30 rivalry, as tip-off right around 6:15 in the girls' game. Coverage starts at 6. You'll see it right here on KFJB-TV. Thanks for the time tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, we will chat with Kinsley Bowie, Millie Heitman. They join us on Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Welcome back into Bobcat Live here on KFJB-TV. As be sure to check out our weekly specials during Bobcat Live. Appreciate Wayward Social being part and our host of what we do here at KFJB-TV. Welcome in to my right, Millie Heitman, as well as Kinsley Bowie. How are you, ladies? Good. All right. I was giving Kinsley a little bit of grief because I'm not a big fan of Duke, but you got it at Goodwill, so I guess you can't pass up a good deal. Was I not supposed to share the Goodwill part? It's okay. Everyone goes. Well, on Tuesday night, you got back into the lineup. You were off for almost about 4 weeks, almost a month, and we're dealing with kind of tweaked your ankle, right?
Yeah.
And
it was broke.
It was broke. Okay, a fracture.
Yeah, a fracture broke.
All right. So, what was that process like to go through and kind of rehab and get yourself ready to go?
I did a ton of PT and stuff every day, and I just try to get us back as fast as I could.
Yeah.
And I'm back now, but I'm out of shape.
Which being not very mobile will kind of do that. So how have you kind of tried to make sure that you're staying positive? Because I'm sure that was kind of a tough thing to go with, and you've battled a few different injuries over the past couple of years. So
I don't know, just stay happy, smile.
Yep. That's the best way to get through it. Yeah. Get some moral support from Millie, right? And the rest of the ladies out here at Bobcat Live. So, you kind of struggle. Everyone's going to be rusty, like my golf game when I'm not out on the links for a while. But finally, late in that game, I think it was fourth quarter, you got your first bucket of the game. What was that feeling like? Was it kind of like a monkey off your back?
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I finally made a shot. I was mad.
Yeah, but kind of getting back into it, the flow of things, is that something you felt right away, or did practice kind of help you kind of get ready for tomorrow night?
I don't know. It just kind of happened.
Yeah. All right. I want you to assess Millie's game because we've been impressed with Millie. You had a good game. I think you had 9 points the other night. Yeah. Had some rebounds mixed in there and some steals. So how would you assess Millie's game year over year to Millie last year compared to Millie now?
She's gone a lot better, and she actually attacks the rim.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't get scared. She's a great ball player. And, she always, swats me at practice. I just get mad at her, but it's okay.
You got the long arms. You are. Yeah, you and Georgia are the same way. The lanky arms. I'm sure you and Georgia could block one of my shots for sure.
Oh, probably.
I don't think we're going to have any one-on-ones anytime soon with KFJB-TV. But, as you look to Friday nights, Millie, what do you know you're going to have to do well tomorrow night to come up with the victory against your rival?
I think our defense is going to play a big part in it. Carson Pinkerton, she's their leading scorer, 15 a game. And then they have the sophomore last year who got a lot of our passes there. So I think if we play defense well, how we know to, we can stop their drives and not allow them to score.
Yeah. How much does playing at home kind of help you as an athlete, knowing
it's great.
knowing the fans are on your side, the pep band's for you, that kind of thing? How much do you enjoy playing at home inside the Roundhouse?
It's fun. The atmosphere is a lot different. I'm used to it at home, and then you go somewhere else, and it's like, oh, goodness.
Yeah. What's it like as a shooter playing at home versus at Waterloo East? They've got the baselines are really short, the wall's right there, versus at home, it's pretty wide open. And the backdrops, far away. Is it different? Does it mess with your shot a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it easier to play at home, do you think, then? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you go on the road.
I hate it.
All right. Well, we don't have to ask you how you really feel about going on the road. Is there something you're looking for in warm-ups, though, to try to make sure you can, get the shooter's eye?
Just shoot.
Just
try
shoot.
to make it.
All right. Not overly thinking it too far, right? All right. Who we got out here at Bobcat Live? Amara, I see you looking at me.
You got it.
Morgan, Georgia, Ellie, and Frankie.
Okay. All right. Did you say Ellie?
Yeah, she's
over
there.
Yeah, is she over there now? Okay. I saw somebody hiding in the corner. I thought maybe that was still her. That's your sister. Okay. She looks a little like you. Is this the one that goes to Simpson? Okay. All right. Yeah, the one that was watching during volleyball season. Anyway, great. Also, I want to ask, last time you were on, we all sang Georgia Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
What's it like to play on this team? Because it seems like everyone gets along.
Yeah, we all like each other most of the time. There's some times in practice where we get on each other's nerves, but that's just a part of being teammates and also friends. So.
Okay. I know you hate going on the road, but there's got to be a fun part of going on the road with the team.
Yeah, to sleep on the bus.
Not songs that you're playing or camaraderie or anything? Just sleeping?
Yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck tomorrow night, and we will be rooting for you to take down Ames tomorrow night, all right?
Thank you.
Good luck. All right, that is Kinsley Bowie, as well as moral support Millie Heitman up here with her tonight. We will talk cheer when we come back on Bobcat Live.
Marshalltown Community School District thanks you for voting yes in the referendum to move forward with the plan to remodel and modernize Miller Middle School and the enhancement to Franklin Field. We will continue to provide updates about this exciting project as they move forward in the process. There is so much positive energy for the future. Thanks for saying yes to our students and yes for Marshalltown. To learn more, go to marshalltowncsdfuture.com. Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Bobcat Live. Thanks so much for the cheer squad being out here tonight as well. I know Kim Lottiehoff is out here as well. Your mom, Lexi, kind of keeping everybody in control, right?
Yes,
okay. All right. So what's that like when she kind of comes out and supports you with the cheer?
It's a lot of fun. It's good to have that support, especially when, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be nerve-wracking. Also, Nick Savati on with us here on Bobcat Live. All right, David, roll the tape, because Nick had the highlight of the night on Tuesday night. All right, Waterloo East thinks, okay, yeah, we're showing Nick something, and then Nick comes in and ends it. That was, you can see the crowd was all fired up. That was the highlight. What was going through your mind when that was happening?
I was, in shock. I didn't even know what to do. They kept, flipping, and then I was like, you know what? It's, my time. So I started going and whatever I did.
Well, we were lucky. We got it on camera, and that was a great moment. So you must be not only heavily involved in cheer, but you must be dancing in your free time to pull off those moves, because, I don't think I could get close to pulling off those moves. What kind of other dance things do you do?
I'm actually self-taught, so I'm just always dancing in my living room whenever I can. So.
Okay, you watching YouTube videos and watching moves and trying to emulate them?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. All right, so every game we see you. How many backflips in a row have you done consecutively? I'm sure you know it, right?
I think the most I've done is 7 in a row.
7 in a row?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty good. You're getting some dangs from the whole squad. All right, can both of you help us out and name out who we have here from the cheer squad at Bobcat Live?
Over here, there's Emma and Aaron, Aaliyah, Caitlin, Felicity, Miley, and Natalie.
That's awesome. And every game, you're there, the hours. Just like the team, you're there at the games, supporting, cheering on. How fun is it in your senior year to be a part of this cheer squad?
It's so much fun. Not only do I get to see all these people cheering, but I could be a leader for them too. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. Lexi, tell me about you and your senior year and what cheer kind of means to you.
I've done it all 4 years, and it's a lot of fun. It definitely keeps school less, boring. Gives me a reason to go, and I've made so many friends, so it's definitely a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Lexi, what's your favorite cheer that you do?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, probably Big Blue. I
Okay.
love that one. That one's so fun.
Okay, all right. Nick?
Probably shoot that ball or smoke.
Yeah.
One of them.
Okay. Are both of you for football cheer and other sports too? What other cheer do you do? Just football?
I do football and basketball.
Football and basketball,
Yeah.
and then you do both of them as well. What one do you like better? I feel like you're gonna say basketball because.
Actually, I kind of like football more.
Okay,
so, yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I feel like I like football more just because, like, Friday Night Lights and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, the team is definitely a lot more connected during basketball because you're together way more.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, way more games. One thing I always see is the cheerleaders from usually the opposing team, or maybe you do it at home as well, always seem to get together at halftime or something. What's that camaraderie like to go talk and meet with the other cheer teams?
I think like everyone that's in cheer, it's like a little family. Like we always get to like experience the same thing and stuff, and it's like so much fun meeting new people from like around the state of Iowa.
Mm-hmm. I know Val is not here. She's a little under the weather. Hopefully she's feeling better for tomorrow night. But what's it like to have her as a coach?
It's definitely a lot of fun. Sometimes it's really stressful, I'm not going to lie. But she's really fun, and I probably couldn't ask for a better cheer coach to have. So
That's awesome. Nick?
I guess everything she said.
Ditto?
You know, yeah.
Good deal. What other activities are both of you involved in outside of cheer?
I'm in many clubs, and I also do dance.
Awesome.
I'm in, like, Student Senate, National Honor Society.
Okay.
Rotary. I feel like that's about it.
Do you
Not
play?
much.
Either of you plan to cheer at the next level?
I've been to some ICCA events, so that's like state level. So I've done like All Stars and All State and Honor Squad.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't think so. It's hard enough now. I don't really.
I've seen bits and pieces of like that Cowboys show where they try out and everyone's going crazy. It's not like that here, is it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
That's good. That's good. Well, thanks so much for coming out tonight and appreciate your support of Bobcat Live and Bobcat Athletics.
Thank you.
All right. You have been watching Bobcat Live. Thanks to our producer, David Braga, here tonight. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get those upcoming game alerts. We'll talk to you tomorrow night inside the Roundhouse as the Ames Little Cyclones in the Highway 30 rivalry right here on KFJB-TV.